boot kicked through a rotted board. Dust shot up in a brown cloud. A second boot landed beside the first, same size, same weight, and the two men froze when they saw they had stepped on the exact same plank from opposite sides. Neither one moved. Neither one spoke. The barn around them creaked like an old animal turning in its sleep. One of them coughed into his sleeve. The other reached for the rope above the loft ladder and held it without pulling. 23 years of silence stood between them, and a single rotten board was the first thing they had shared. His name was Daniel Holloway, and the man across from him was his twin brother Marcus, and they were 49 years old. Why had a lawyer in a town neither of them had visited since they were 16 sent them both the same letter on the same morning? Stay with me on this one. The letter had arrived in two mailboxes 1,300 miles apart. One in a tired apartment in Cleveland. One in a small painted house outside Tucson. The envelopes were thick cream paper, the kind that costs money on purpose. The lawyer was a man named Hollis Briggs, a name neither brother recognized, and the message was 4 short lines. Your father has passed. The farm is held in your joint names. You are required to appear at the property on the morning of the 21st. Bring identification. That was it. No condolence. No instructions. No mention of the brother on the other side of the country. Daniel read his letter standing at his kitchen counter. He read it twice. Then he put it down and poured a cup of coffee and forgot to drink it. He had not seen his father in 33 years. He had not spoken his brother's name out loud in nearly as long. He owned a small mechanic shop in Cleveland, and he lived alone, and he had spent most of his adult life trying not to think about the place where he had grown up. He folded the letter into his wallet. He told his foreman he would be gone a week. He drove west in a truck that smelled like motor oil and old leather. The shop sat empty behind him with a hand-lettered sign in the window. He had not taken a full week off in 17 years. He did not call anyone to say he was leaving. There was no one to call. Marcus read his letter on a porch in Tucson. He read it once. He set it on the railing and weighed it down with a small stone. He had spent 20 years as a long-haul driver, and the last 10 running a tiny welding business out of a metal shed behind his house. He had a daughter he barely knew because her mother had moved her to Oregon when she was 4. He had a dog named Pilot and a hand tremor that came and went. He looked at the letter for a long time. Then he walked inside and packed a bag without thinking about what he put in it. He left the dog with the woman next door. He left the welding shed unlocked because there was nothing inside worth taking. He left his phone on the kitchen counter on purpose because he did not want to hear it ring on the drive. Both brothers drove. Neither one called the other. Each one assumed, somewhere under the surface, that the other would not show.